What's up, guys? Emperor John Kill 3D here, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but they have finally made the perfect Dragon Ball Z game. How? Because we've seen this formula used before in one little trilogy. This is basically the Legacy of Goku trilogy brought to the new decade of gaming. And all I have to say is, wow. They transported, I mean, I can't say it's a direct recreation, but you could tell this game is heavily influenced. It's an open world action RPG. Basically, I would say the second time we ever got something like this. Most of the time we got this type of thing on the handhelds. This game is massive, and the open world segments, like if you total all the open world zones, it is a full open world of Earth. You can just easily transport to them by teleporting there very quickly and traveling to different locations to search for the Dragon Balls, find your side quests. Sometimes in the story you're going to be off-world, like in the Namek Saga, and it controls very well, like flying around the world, finding items, crafting items, fishing, hunting, building your character. This game actually requires you to level up like a Saiyan, just like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order that gave you the experience of being a Jedi from the ground up. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot puts you in the experience of trying to gain Saiyan power. Like, it makes you feel like a Saiyan, playing as different characters at different points in the story, because the title will make you think you're only playing as Goku, which you're not. You will be playing as different characters throughout different points in the story who particularly went through this part of the arcs. So whoever played in this particular part of the story, whether it be the Namek Saga, Saiyan Saga, Android Saga, the Boost Saga, the filler missions, you will be playing as somebody different, and you can intermingle different characters to find who is your particular setup. Enemies will just flat out attack you in the open world if you get to them. Now, there are a few technical difficulties, but because the game is so well done and so close to the anime or the manga as you can possibly get, with minor differences. Obviously none of the games are canon. That's just how you look at things. You know, they're not canon to the show. But they do try to faithfully recreate the manga, because people say, oh, the graphics look a certain type of way. All anime based games look a certain type of way. But with Dragon Ball Z, this graphical style, and I believe this came from the developers of the Naruto series. I don't know if that's true. That's what I heard. So if that's the case, they did a very good job, because some of the controls will feel familiar to people who have played the Ultimate Ninja Storm games, because I picked that up right away. And going through the world, going with NPCs, sometimes you'll see a little bit of frame dip when you start to fly at hypersonic speeds, but the game catches up very quickly. Now, boss battles are determined based on your power level in this game, because you can take on a boss that's probably 2 to 3 levels higher than you, but you need to be smart about it, because in this game I have not seen this much dynamic combat. Dragon Ball Z always had an issue. All Dragon Ball fighting games, as a matter of fact, had an issue with the camera. At this point, I'm just not even going to acknowledge that. I've just learned to get used to it. I know most new players won't, but if you're an old-time Dragon Ball Z game player like I am, you'll understand that we've never got that fixed. So it's at this point, it just became taboo to us. But this game splices in some of the Xenoverse combat with a little bit of Tenkaichi combat, which is cool, and it picked up to me it'll pick up to any Dragon Ball Z fighting person, but it depends. Are you patient to go through it with the bosses? because these fights can be dragged out and long out, but the satisfaction of just seeing how it looks. Sometimes the fights get dynamic with intermingled cutscenes during the battle. Using your abilities to do follow-up attacks to knock... You can knock them through mountains, goddammit. Come on. Haven't you all just wanted to knock somebody through a fucking mountain? You can do that. But one of the things that helps you out in this game is the crafting. When you go fishing in the world, also looking for DP points, because these points will allow you to train to get certain abilities that you will need to fight some of these enemies. And different characters at different points of the game, you do need to power them up, and each of them have their own extensive skill tree. That anything that has a little muscle symbol, you have to go do the mental battle training, which is a callback to the anime and some in the manga where you would see them meditating, but in their minds they're fully battling. You can also collect Z orbs in the world, which works as the currency to leveling up. You can collect these fairly easily, which it won't feel like a total grind. You will want to do all the side missions as well. But what's also unique is this community board Z warrior emblem system that can affect how you craft, how you train, how you find different treasures in the world, your effects in battle, how you'll level up, what bonus you'll get from eating the food. And sometimes you can match up the different coins for the different benefits, or not coins, but emblems. But they look like little coins, you get what I mean. Sometimes when you pair the right combinations, you get even a greater benefit. And you can even search for the Dragon Balls in this game to get certain wishes to help you out. It is easy to navigate to your different mission objectives throughout this game by the touch of the button at the menu, and the navigation is also fairly easy. This game feels well balanced. You do feel rewarded, and the key is it levels you up fairly. Sometimes you'll take on a boss that is far more powerful, but you can just level up, and you'll want to do all the side missions, which are the filler missions from the original anime. Also, the last thing I want to say is how the presentation does look. The presentation on everyone is great. It looks like a hodgepodge of the anime, which Fighter Z used hand-drawn graphics. I don't know if this one does, but it looks like a combination of the manga and the anime. Also using dialogue from a bit of both, also splicing in music from the anime. It just gives it an authentic experience. Dragon Ball Z alone, the sagas in that series, is enough to fill out a game. And finally, after a long time of just getting fighters or online games, we finally got an action RPG done right. And you can forgive it for its shortcomings, because I know a lot of people are going to say, well, what about Dragon Ball Super? Where's that? Where's some of the movie villains? In due time, if this game, let this game do well, then if the developers see fit, what if we get them as great DLCs? Because you can do all the movie sagas in one DLC. Dragon Ball Super could be a sequel. There's enough content now in that series to fill out a whole sequel game, because I would love to see a sequel to this game to up it even further. Let's get another Dragon Ball Z RPG trilogy, just like we had the Legacy of Goku series. Okay? And you know what's funny? The original Legacy of Goku 1 is fucking terrible, but the next two games are masterpieces. And you know what's funny? This game is fucking awesome. So let's just hope the next two, if they do make a trilogy or if they make another game, let them be masterpieces. This game is for Dragon Ball Z fans. And as I rate it, with its technical difficulties on top of it, but if you're willing to forgive it, the game's an 8.5. Buy it, enjoy it. I had to hurry up to play to get this review. Now I'm going to restart the game and enjoy it now, okay? So I can do it properly. See you later, everybody.